Hello and welcome to our fifth session or the fifth project, and this is a continuation of our previous project where we had built the solar system. But the only difference is last time when we built the solar system, we made it as a web application. On a background of stars, these planets were appearing, whereas now we are building a mobile application which is an augmented reality application. And this augmented reality application is going to show students, teachers can use this app to show the children how different planets look in real world. That is, taking the image from the camera, whatever image they are getting from their mobile camera, on that image or on that video, these planets will be superimposed or will be augmented. So, I will first show you the demo of this application that we are going to build. Basically, the application that we are going to build, the final deliverable application will be an APK file. So, in my phone, I will just move on to my settings here, and in the setting, if you scroll down and come to password and security, if you come to this security, if you come to system security, and in system security, if you scroll down, you have installation sources, and if I click on installation sources, say if you are installing from whichever app, you can just enable this allow files to install app. I am going to enable files to have the facility to install apps. So, this has to be enabled on your phone. So, once this is enabled, now I will open that files app, and in the files app, so here in the download folder, I have already copied planets underscore ar.apk. This is the final file you are going to create. I will just click on this and it will ask, do you want to install this app? I will click install, and once I click on install, if it shows unsafe app blocked, you have more details button here, click on it and choose install anyway, and now this app is installed. Now, what you can do is, it is asking whether you want to check for security check, you can click on don't send, and then here you can see the Planet AR app installed here. This is the default icon I have chosen. I will click on this Planet AR, and now you can see how this app works. So, now I have launched this app. This app is in Kannada. Right now I have created this app in Kannada, and in this Kannada app you have Saura Mandala Graha, means it is solar system, and 8 planets are displayed over here. So, if I choose on Mercury, now what happens is, it is asking whether I can use the pictures and record video. Click on while using the app, you enable it. You can now see on the camera picture that you are seeing, you can now see the earth is rotating. So, this is an augmented application. Here you have back button, it is represented as Hindi, and now I will choose the next planet, and you can see I have the live image here, and on the live image I am actually seeing that is this planet. You can see the planet Venus. So, I can go back here, choose earth, click on earth, and I am seeing the earth, and I can go back here, I will choose Mars. So, like this you can choose every planet, and you can, this is Saturn. So, you can choose every planet and you can have a look at it. This is the app that we are going to build it now. So, I will just close this app. Okay. So, now I think you got an idea about what app we are going to build today. Now, to build this app, basically we are actually going to use the augmented reality feature of your mobile. So, you are building now, remember, a mobile application, and when you build a mobile application, there are basically, you all know, I think, 2 very big platforms for mobile. One is the Apple iOS and another is the Google Android. Now, both Apple and Google have their own software development kit, which we call as SDKs for augmented reality. Google calls this kit as ARCore and Apple calls this kit as ARKit. So, now in Unity, when we start building the augmented reality application, we have to first choose Android or iOS as our platform, and after that we have to first install or enable this ARCore and ARKit plugins. So, this is what we are going to do in this session. I am now going to launch my Unity Hub. Here I will now start with a new project, and on the top you can see the editor version that I am using is 2022.3.5 F1. So, you can use any version, use the latest version. Then actually in template, if you scroll down, you have one ARCore template itself available. But right now, to make you understand how to install this AR component, I am going to start with the regular 3D core template. I will choose this 3D core template, and in the project name I am going to call this as planets_AR, and then the location is eUnity project, and now I will click on create project. So, now let us wait for few seconds till Unity is launched. Okay, now Unity is launched. If this is not the default layout, you can come here and choose default layout to get to the default layout. Now, the first thing is I will come to assets, and in assets right now I have only one folder called scenes. I will double click to open it, and I have one sample scene here. This sample scene is what was open now. Before I do anything in Unity, remember when you are working with Unity, first make your project ready for the platform in which you are going to build. Don't build the entire game and then do the platform settings. Then what happens is Unity takes a lot of time to convert all your assets to the required platform. So, that is why before you start any work, first choose the platform for which you are building your application. Right now, we are building the application for which platform? Mobile platform. Either it might be Android or iOS. So, for this, first what you have to do is you have to come to file, you come to build settings, and in build settings you have to now choose either Android or iOS. If you are building for iOS, use iOS. Right now I am building for Android, so I am selecting Android. Now come down here and click on switch platform. Now it is going to install certain items, and then see it is just importing some components, and you have to wait till all the components are installed, and once you have switched to Android, you will have only build and run buttons over here. This means that you have been switched to Android platform. Then I will click on this player setting. You have to come to player setting, and here the first thing in the company name, I am going to type the name of my company. Here I am going to type it as Satvik Infotech. What you can do is you enter your roll number 21 VOA, and your roll number can be entered here. In product name, I have given it the name as planets_AR. Version number you leave it as it is. The icon I am going to select it later, and as I scroll down, the first setting I am going to do here is in resolution and presentation. I open this tab, I am going to set the default orientation to portrait. This means that our app will run only as a portrait mode, that is only when you hold the phone like this. I cannot use this app like this, it will run only when I hold the phone in this way. Okay. So, then if you scroll down, you have other settings. So, coming to other settings, the most important setting here is below this color space you have auto graphics API. You have to off this ticks. You disable auto graphic API, because in auto graphics API it uses a graphic API called as Vulkan. See, what happens is this Vulkan graphic API, which is in Unity, is good for other gaming platforms, but for augmented reality Vulkan is not supported. So, what you have to now do is select this Vulkan and remove it. We do not need Vulkan. Then I am going to scroll down, and the next setting that I have to do here is you have minimum API level. What is the minimum Android version required to run your application? By default it is set to Android 5.1, but ARCore and ARKit that we are going to use in this project does not run on Android versions which is below 7. So, in minimum API level, change it to something like Android 7, or safer side I use Android 8. So, this will not run in any phone which has Android version below Android version 8. So, I have chosen minimum API level as Android 8, and then leave the target API level to the highest. This is fine. Then in scripting backend it is set to mono. See, what happens is ARCore and ARKit works on 64-bit platform, but here this ARM64 is disabled. You cannot enable it. So, for this reason, to make it enable in scripting backend, I will click here and I will choose IL2 CPP, and selecting it to IL2 CPP, I will come down in and I will switch off this ARM v7 version, and I am going to select only ARM64 version. So, this is some of the basic system settings that you have to do compulsorily before you start building your application. Apart from this, we also have to do another setting, XR plugin management, but right now these XR plugins are not installed in our Unity. First we have to install it. Either you can install it here, or the best way is you close this project setting and build setting. Now come to window and choose package manager. And in package manager, right now these are the packages that are used in this project. If you click on this drop down, you have Unity registry. Choose Unity registry, and now you can see all the packages available from Unity for Unity applications. And here in the search, I am going to type AR, and when I select AR, you have some packages here which I have to install now. The very first package I have to install is this AR Foundation. So, select this AR Foundation and click install. So, now AR Foundation is getting installed. So, wait till this package is installed. You can see this rotating wheel indicates that the package is being installed, and once this package is fully installed, it will ask you for a warning where, see, Unity 2022, the latest version, is coming with a new input system package. Input system package means when you are playing the game, you actually create an input system where the player, when he presses W, if you have a car in your game, it should move forward. I press A, it should move left. I press D, it should move right. So, to actually control this input system, Unity has developed a new input system package. But in AR, this new input system package may not work correctly. So, that is why it is now asking, do you want to enable the backends? So, that is the older input system, do you want to enable it? Click yes here. So, now when you click yes, now what happens is all those packages will be installed. So, once those packages is installed, Unity will quit and it is going to restart. See, now I will in the Unity registry again I will come here and search for AR, and after AR Foundation the next is, since I am building the app for Android, I will select Google ARCore XR plugin. I select this package and click install. So, wait till this package gets installed. So, now this package has been installed. After this, I will also install Apple ARCore, so that if you want to develop it for iOS devices, this can be used. So, I will select Apple ARCore also and click install. So, wait till it gets installed. Okay. See, we have installed Apple ARCore, AR Foundation and Google ARCore. After installing these three packages, now I will close the package manager. Again I will come to file, build setting, and coming to player setting now, I will choose this XR plugin management. And now here you can see Apple ARCore, Google ARCore all are added here. And if I come to XR plugin management, now you can see by default Android is selected. Either it can be Android or iOS. You can select the tabs. In iOS, you plugin provider is Apple ARCore. Since I am building it for Android, I am using Android. See that initial XR on startup is switched on, and here switch on Google ARCore. Apart from Google ARCore, you also have Oculus. So, if you are building application for Facebook Oculus headsets, you can enable this. But right now we are building it for mobile devices. So, I am enabling Google ARCore. And then with these changes done, I will close this. I will also close this build setting. I will come back to asset scenes, and by default I have one sample scene. What I am going to do is, I will right click on this sample scene and I am going to rename this as home screen, H capital, S capital. I have named this as home screen. So, this home screen is one scene that we are going to use. And in this home screen, what we are going to do is, as you saw in the application, you had an initial user interface where you had all the 8 planet buttons. That user interface, we are going to create it in this home screen. Next, I am going to right click here and I am going to create a new scene, and I am going to call this scene as Mercury. Okay. So, this scene will have Mercury planet. I will double click this Mercury, and here one thing is, because we are building an augmented reality application, we are not going to use this default camera provided with Unity, because in augmented reality the camera that we are going to use is the mobile camera, the device camera. So, for this reason I will select this main camera, right click and I will remove it, delete it off. Then I will right click here, and since we have installed the Google ARCore plugins, if you come down you have one XR menu here, and in XR menu you have one XR origin. Click on this XR origin. Now, this XR origin, if you open it, you have one camera offset, and inside this camera offset you have a main camera, and we are going to use this camera as our main camera. So, right now this is blank. Okay. So, I have added XR origin, then again I will right click, choose XR, and I am going to add AR session. So, I have added XR origin and AR session for my Mercury scene. Then I will go to file and choose save. So, we have set up the platform ready to build our application. In the next session, I am going to explain you about how to actually create the required assets that we are going to use it in our application, and then we are going to first build our user interface. This we are going to do it in our next session. Thank you.